Welcome to the tips and tricks video. I'd like to introduce you to Rachel, my beautiful wife, and also a program coordinator, and she's holding a brand new coral finder in her hot little hand. She's indicating that there are tabs, and that the tabs, if you flex them, will allow you to open the page more easily underwater. Coral Finder very naturally has a back slate, and the slate is quite rigid, and you can write on that. On the inside there's a scale and colour swatches for colour correction of photos, and the back slate is also a protector. It protects the document, and there are holes in it for you to adjust buoyancy. So if you're a snorkeler, you probably want it to float, but if you're a diver, you probably want it to be slightly negatively buoyant, just like this. So you should purchase a snap shackle of the weight that does the job for you. Now, a really useful thing to do is to carry a great big rubber band and just slip it over the top of the Coral Finder to keep it closed while you're at work. A rubber band like this will also, it fits neatly on your wrist when you're finished, but it also has other applications which we'll indicate later in this video. Now, having two functions of adjusting the buoyancy, it also attaches the Coral Finder to you, and you can swim happily, forgetting completely that it's there because it'll just trail along in your wake. Now, the part you've all been waiting for, fashions accessories. As one reaches one's dotage, you find that your eyes aren't what they used to be. And so it's very natural to need a little assistance in that department. And when you look at corals in particular, some of these corals, like this Poeciloptera, the corallites are actually hidden amongst those bumps that you can see there. So a good magnifying glass, the cheap and cheerful $5 version, is just what you need, and you can see some actually come with a little high magnification circle there at the top, and that can really help with some of the finer detail. So in summary, make sure you get a snap shackle to adjust the buoyancy, and the weight of the shackle is what you use to determine that. Now, data collection. The Coral Finder is a very powerful tool for capturing information underwater, but it does help if you take along a pencil. Now, the pencil should be a little plastic clutch pencil of the sort of, again, cheap and cheerful variety, one that you don't mind throwing away at the end of a trip. Now, look at the slate on the back of the Coral Finder and imagine a piece of waterproof paper attached to it. The waterproof paper can take your data home after the dive, and you don't have to scrub the pencil off the back. That's the way the pros do it. So, grab yourself a couple of these big rubber bands from any sort of source you can find, and use that to put the underwater paper on the back of the slate. Now, the color swatches and scale are very, very important in other ways. You can use them to firstly get an accurate indication of the size of corallites, and also to correct their color in software in the photos you take home from the dive. This image here has been color corrected using the gray swatch in the middle there, and the size information is absolutely critical to getting your correct ID. And so as the sun sets and Rachel says farewell with her Coral Finder, she swims sweetly into the sunset. Au revoir.